It is the 29th day of August in the year 2024, coming to you from somewhere out there in the Matrix. Yes, we're trying to escape the Matrix, but really we're living in the Matrix. And so we're sitting under the sun, but there's a little bit of a cover. And so the focus is, and not just for myself, but others, stepping back from the screen in a day and age in which many people are being hooked onto the screen. I'll just say this: when it comes to trying to step back from one type of behavior that may be addictive without describing it, it all comes down to dopamine, the brain being addicted, right, to a certain type of behavior. So oftentimes you might find yourself attempting to quit many things at the same time that deal with that dopamine influx. For example, through the digital spectrum, the internet, there's various different websites or things that produce a surge of dopamine, including just the very act of staring into the screen of the cell phone. I'm going to go back and forth between workout videos and talking here at the park, and so stand by. Pull-ups for me, of all the workouts, are the more difficult. So I mix it up between pull-ups every now and again, and then just regular back exercises at the gym. Pull downs, for example, at 110, 20, or 130, or other exercises where we're pulling the back, or at home I have a dumbbell exercise. So this is important that I break it up here and there with pull-ups. And then we'll be doing the Tai Chi wheels again from a closer up view, now that we've got the camera on the tripod. Then there's an exercise over here that's a combination of chest and back, where you're pushing and then working the chest muscles and then pulling back with an adjustment for how much tension. So this is outdoor equipment from the Landscape Structures company, Health Beat. coming to you from a place of nature near a body of water, right? So I'm in a concrete jungle, but I also come to nature. I'm not recording this video like normal, looking at my computer screen. In fact, I'm using a $70 camera. So this will be our, midweek sermon, so to speak. So we're getting ready for a hot day because it's going to be really hot here. You hear? But the thing is, the sun is really heating up the planet energetically. So on a spiritual level, right, and as we get ready for the supernova, I'm lighting up, I'm heating up in more ways than one, but so is the world, for better or for worse. This is not a new discussion. Anybody who wants to look at my years and years of commentary can see how long I've been discussing the solar cycles and their influence over mankind. So we're at a new moon right now, and I'm thinking about a number of things that I want to manifest, getting ready to count down to the peak part of the solar cycle, which could be any time now, but is expected in around July of 2025. So I'm thinking about the various things that I want to write, and being attracted to people in this matrix, it is a part of being a humanoid. It's not abnormal, it's normal, okay? What is difficult is when we're led or misdirected, if you will. Even if the people don't mean to misdirect us, it's our biology, it's the matrix that can direct our focus away from our work to the flesh. So there's a lot of people in this world, right, that are a part of this flesh matrix. And some of them, they don't want to know the truth about their true value, not being about their race or their pretty looks or their breast size or their perkiness or their petiteness or their obesity, but it is important that people attempt to take care of their bodies. So that's why I'm mixing fitness discussion, also showing you that I'm not all that fit actually when it comes to pull-ups and things of that nature. In fact, I have a long way to go. And so, there's a point here. If I can do it, you can do it. I've been through hell on earth, and yet I've also been protected, I believe, by God Almighty from really horrible, horrific, super bad things taking place. So that's why I believe that I am alive. I am here and have survived a lot of things for a reason, so that I can teach you. Don't do what I did, or do what I did, and understand that it may come with certain complications as you break the contract with the devil or the evil one, so to speak. So, the sun is heating up with activity, okay? Something that I need to be saying more that hasn't been said in the past is that there's a solar maximum, solar minimum, yin-yang balance that a lot of people involved in understanding the sun and looking at the sun don't really understand. And so I would argue that when the sun is active and we have these geometric storms, and when it activates the spirit realm, and the spirit realm aspects of it possess aspects of humanity, well, there may be other aspects of the spirit human realm connecting that are positive, of the aeons or angelic. The point is that with the solar maximum period, we are dealing with God's wrath in some cases being delivered unexpectedly to people that think, in fact, that they are not going to face those things, but in fact they did actually commit major sins against God. Could be murder, could be theft, could be something else, could be major deception, right? But a lot of people have been misled in this earth plane into thinking that they can do anything that they want. I'm not into mainstream Gnostic worldviews, just because I just don't seem to just have a lot in common with a lot of mainstream Gnostic YouTubers. But there are certain Orthodox Gnostic belief systems that are right on, that do not believe do as thou wilt, like the Chicago school of Gnosticism, as well as aspects of, I'll try to pronounce his name correctly, Samuel Weor, W-E-O-R, kind of a guy who was a philosopher who had his own take on Gnosticism, and thus had his own books, and had his own following, and had his own interpretation of the Pisces Sophia, which in fact not a lot of Gnostics that I know of have actually tried to take a stab at. It's actually very, very long and very, very complex. In fact, I did a reading of it, the whole thing, in 2019 and 2020 during that period of darkness that we were in. So there is a deeper story to Jesus Christ, folks, and the Son, and I'm going to be working on reading a book about that, okay? And so this is a time to take in the sun in doses, to take time away from the blue light screen, and I'm doing that now. I'm increasing now with this new camera. The whole point of this new camera was so that I can record these videos without worried about the laptop and looking into the blue light. Now we've illuminated that, I can take this into the studio, so to speak, my computer, do what needs to be done to prepare it for upload and upload it, right? So again, I'll be managing multiple channels, and in a few days I will have 100 business cards, and I will continue to go around this town promoting both the YouTube channel and a blog where I will be expressing my ideas, right? If you come across the card or you see it, please enter your email to that blog that you will be receiving, so that you will get up-to-date information, spiritual information that this town and this whole region, metro area, is lacking. Trust me, I've done my research, I've done my Googling, I've looked around on Facebook, I've looked around on Google, I've looked around on YouTube. This whole region, which has a shitload of people living in it, has nobody like me in it. There's nobody like me in this region. There's nobody that's even in my league, in my level, at my level of intelligence, that has my versatile, that means more than one, plural, more than one, level of talents. I have so many talents just oozing and exploding out of me. Some people think I'm crazy or something because I speak faster than them. I literally see people in this community driving really slow because their brains are working at 1/8 the speed that my brain is working at. It's so crazy. It's so crazy that if you're gifted, you're intelligent, you could end up marginalized as mentally ill if you're aware of too much by these people that are crazy, right? You have dumb people in control of the school system, in control of the water supply, in control of the electric grid, in control of the media. They have the media scaring people about this, that, and the other. It's difficult to watch that media. What's the media missing? Brilliant context. A man to say the things that need to be said. And I am that man. And I will say those things. So, I'm going to leave you now, right? I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet. But we will be progressing. And a day will come, could be a few months, could be a year from now, to where perhaps I won't be alone in these videos. Perhaps there'll be brave men and women around me. We'll take the proper privacy measures. Nobody will be pressured to be on camera. But, you know, people are on camera all the time, are on TikTok, are on screens. And as I said on the other channel, I have a warning to women that are on TikTok. I think they're going to use TikTok in the future, during World War III or during a collapse, to track Americans. They've already sexualized Americans. I'm really disappointed that they've got so many of us misdirected away from relationships and having children into, you know, looking at horrible things on the internet, or being addicted to it, or feeling like we can't approach and deal with beautiful people anymore in this world, because we're on the spiritual path, or because of things we've said on YouTube, or because we're poor, or because we're short and brown. I mean, the world that I live in, folks, is a fucking nightmare. It fucking sucks, man. And if you were in my shoes, you'd be pissed off too, and difficult to get along with. I mean, it's just horrible wanting to save so many women and knowing that I just fucking can't. Okay, so just understand, from your Uncle Buck to you, shit's gonna get crazy. Don't be surprised when there's fucking cars rolling down the neighborhood 2, 3 deep. Don't be surprised when there's shit happening and it's not even in the fucking news. Remember, I try to fucking help you. I try to be your fucking life coach. And every fucking time I fucking live in this fucking town, it's like being in a fucking war zone, man. I try to go home, I get away from the fucking war zone, and what's at home waiting for me? 15, 20 Wi-Fis. Temptation to look at the screen and what's on the internet and listen to music upon music. And what type of music am I fucking listening to? What is Arlosa just playing for me? Love songs, moody blues, this, that, and the other. I love it. love it, but just constantly this music longing for someone. And it's true, I get it. Somebody asked me, why would you long for someone when you need to work on yourself? Because I'm fucking human. Because there is a certain truth in this world that to be as strong as you can be, you need somebody. And even though I'm not sexually involved with someone right now, I do have somebody that is better than nothing at all that I spend a little bit of time with. And I think just living with a woman and trying to be at peace with a woman and not being at war with women is chicken soup for the soul. And that's what I've had for years. And I have, in fact, more than what a lot of men have in their lives. In fact, the woman in my life has more trust, you can say, from me than some married women do from their husbands. That is, women that, are having sex with men. So, I hope to be in a deeper, intimate connection with the right, deserving woman, and one that I deserve also, so that I can take my information to the next level in a story, because I know what 20, 25 years of just doing this on my own is like. But I will say, bring it back on point, it does give one the eye of the tiger. It does keep one hungry, so to speak. Angry, pissed off, wrestling style. Whoa! Ready to fucking kick the devil's ass. Not having love, not having compassion, not having dates, not holding hands with someone. That makes a dude just want, like me, just want to body slam a demon. Just, doesn't mean that we're perfect, that we're free of adultery thinking, but it is straight Royal Rumble. One demon, throw it into the other demon, grab a couple other demons, just over the top rope, like Ultimate Warrior. Just elbow to the face. Anything goes, knee to the face, bah, bah, bah. In fact, on that note, just a couple movements here. Workout talk. So yes, all natural, without doing the protein supplements, but just being at 44 and having no major injuries, I would like to do some major athletic things before I get older. Don't know if I meant to have children, but I think that I would still be able to have children 5 years from now, 10 years from now. And I do believe that God, or the universe, spirit, can make some of us younger if we are destined for greatness. So there's a reason why I have not, in my lifetime, dealt with major assaults and attempts on my life that were beyond anything that I was able to deal with at the time. What I have dealt with in my life, I was able to overcome and see before it happened, and that may not be the case in the future, because God may call me home. You know what I mean by that? No, I'm willing to hang around this earth for 50, 60, 70 years, wait till the grid goes down, major disruptions are dealt with, and then find romance. And maybe be with more than a few women and have children, if that's what I feel like I'm meant to do. But right now, that's more of, just something that I've contemplated. It's not something that's going to happen now. Right now is a time to not be led into temptation. Now, that's not the same thing as suppressing a sexuality. You need to determine what's right for you. I will give advice here and there, and I'll be honest with you, sometimes my advice does evolve with the times. Sometimes I hear myself speaking in videos and I go, that's too judgmental. You went too far in that line, and you're being a hypocrite here, because here you are weeks later, but I am. Nobody's perfect. We are human. But we should seek to be more than animals, but yet not hate ourselves entirely for being animals. You want to be a spiritual version of an animal that is evolving with the times. We shouldn't deny the fact that we have animalistic tendencies and instincts, and in fact, we are now living in the age of the machine that is changing us. Now, this machine, these cell phones, this internet, this upload, the zeros and ones that are bringing you this today, right? It's a machine. And I'm seeking to help you evolve with my energy. Not to take your energy, not to lie to you, not to deceive you. Okay? So, during this new moon period, I think that it is just and right for us to find the right community, love, and support, the right money, the right financial stability, the right healing with our family, the right healing with our health, that we bring in the solar energy coming in and that we direct it to the parts of our body that need healing, beginning with our heart and then taking it to the rest of our chakras. When the student is ready, the master will appear. When the human is ready, the crystal will appear. Hence, I'll be drawn to maybe buy from a black woman, a spiritual black woman at Saturday Market, a bracelet. 1 week, and then another week, another bracelet from another black woman who's basically her friend. They may have no interest in me or my questions about pendulum use for attracting romance. But see, I will be taking those dollars from Amazon where I could get it cheaper, spending just a few extra dollars when I can't afford it, and then buying local. Here I have a few things to show you. I have homemade, with the help of my friend, homemade necklaces, because the necklaces that it came with, you know, they get tangled. This is tourmaline, and then this is good for protecting one's energy when there's a magnetic storm. And then this is a pouch. I have obsidian here. This is a pouch with something called amber in it. And so I need to put things in a pouch because I tend to lose things. But this is amber. Okay, and this is not an expensive camera. This is an amber necklace that has not yet been put on a string. Okay. So, take time away from the screen. Take time to read books. Take time to explore certain things. Take time to watch certain documentaries. Take time to watch certain movies, or, if the case may be, to not watch certain movies and to turn off certain movies. As I said at the beginning, you may choose to stop a certain addictive form of life, and you may realize that you may need to, you may not be able to do all things at once, but you may need to, it may be required to quit sugar and coffee for a few days, or certain types of content, or internet content, certain types of content, or just all internet content, or to limit it to 1 hour a day, or for business and email only, or for me, video editing, and I will abstain from mindless YouTube viewing. It will be very specific to world events and news gathering, and very little will be on mindless entertainment, shits and giggles, so to speak. I feel like coming back later and talking to you more about meditation, shielding, but just right now making a verbal recommendation that it be on your focus during the new moon. Breathing in. And breathing out the old energy. Okay? Lighting a candle, writing down affirmations, thinking about the new things that you're going to do in this window of time. Is it going to be quitting certain things in this new period and then starting other things? And what do you need to do? What do I need to do to break certain patterns in order to make that happen? Like I said before, I've come across certain videos talking about the recent solar flares and the perspectives that this is there to break up patterns. Not all people believe that they're affected by the solar flares, and I believe that more of us are affected than we might think. Meaning, on a subconscious level, on a root level or root cause level, The sun could be driving all types of change, but the humans on the ground are acting like chickens with their head cut off, riding, breaking up, fighting, fucking, being super carnal, being super spiritual, being super migratory, being super festive, and not even realizing why. I know why, and perhaps there'll be a chapter in my future book, maybe the book I'll be writing in 1 year's time, in which I talk about the things that happened, major world events, 2022, a couple years before that too, 2023, 2024, 2025, so that people understand that I was right many, many years ago. And so, right now, if you're watching this channel, especially if I gave you the card, I would say that you are privileged, right? You could take the information, you could obtain the books that I tell you about in person, and in reality, this will be my last thing I'm going to tell you. And I believe this. I'm not blowing smoke up your, you know what, this is not some sales pitch to sell the book. This is, look, you can get the information for free. When the shit hits the fan from the events coming down from the sun, and we're at world war, there's human trafficking, and China and Russia invades, if you understand what's going on, and that it relates to the sun, and that the world powers are using the solar peak to stage their conflicts, and you warn people about this, and you're coherent and you're calm, and this does actually go along with a lot of biblical and religious end times prophecies. You will be the smartest person in the room. You can be a community leader if you guide people to safety. Understand, it's about submitting to the true God's law, or coming to God or the Godhead, and making the right decisions, and obtaining the proper provisions. In other words, prepping mindfully and consciously, not like a nutcase, and understanding that money could be wiped away from this event that's coming. Your money, my money. And when that happens, you got to be reminded again, what are the most valuable things on earth now? But even more so when the you-know-what hits the fan. It's women. What happens when that happens? Women disappear. Because people take the ultimate creators of life, women. And there's very few people that I know in this society, being the men among men, that are blowing the whistle. And why they've allowed certain content to be out there, why they've divided the man, the woman, why it's so difficult now with people on these cell phones to develop relationships and friendships in a day and age in which women need protectors and good men in their lives. Let there be no confusion why the good men are not in the lives of the women in a time in which we actually need each other. And this type of divide, this type of you're over here, and then the cell phone dictates everything, it has been the ultimate weapon upon the family unit. I'll be back with meditation tips and more, spiritual insights and more that you need to weather the storm that isn't coming. It's already arrived. Stay tuned. Because your life just may depend on it.